Hello everyone. The topic that I have chosen for the current event on bioethical issue is should COVID-19 vaccines be mandated for healthcare workers? The novel coronavirus has made 2020 a difficult year for everyone. The new disease arose in China by a SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is highly contagious, having spread rapidly across the continents and being declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization on March 11, 2020. The disease mandates the adoption of measures such as use of masks, social distancing, constant hand washing, and disinfection with hand sanitizer. When these measures were not sufficient enough, government mandated quarantine, a lockdown, fines, and curfews. Several vaccines are being developed and tested in an emergency basis for the common good. Through widespread vaccination, we will reach herd immunity, where enough people are immune to stop the disease from spreading freely. Vaccines such as Moderna, Pfizer, and AstraZeneca, with 90 to 95% efficacy at preventing people from getting sick, are most likely to be successful at stopping the virus from spreading. The COVID-19 vaccination among healthcare workers is obligatory, as this would reduce the spread of this deadly virus to patients, their family members, and the general public. Therefore, many people would be saved from this illness, ultimately benefiting the society. What makes this current event a bioethical issue? This current event has raised ethical debates among principles of autonomy, beneficence, and non-maleficence on this compulsory COVID-19 vaccination among healthcare workers. Autonomy determines an individual's right to self-determination and argues that competent individuals have the right to make their own healthcare decisions, including the right to accept or reject medical intervention. In this case, the healthcare workers have the right to reject the vaccine since there is not enough data regarding its safety and efficacy. The long-term adverse effects of this vaccine could be respiratory failure requiring ventilation, long-term respiratory deficits, which might be detrimental to health, which has not been known yet. Beneficence is defined as the quality or state of doing or producing good, quality or state of being beneficent. It suggests actions of altruism, love, humanity, and doing good to others. In this case, the benefit of mandatory vaccinations for healthcare workers is that it will reduce the contact and transmission of the virus to the patients within healthcare organizations. Non-maleficence requires to do no harm. In this case, healthcare workers who are not vaccinated may cause harm as they are possessing the increased risk of infecting patients with COVID-19 while providing care. So, what nursing implications needed to be considered related to the bioethical event? The Code of Ethics for Nurses states that nurses promote, advocate, and go above and beyond to protect the patient's safety, health, and rights. In this case, as a nurse, my role would be protecting patients' health by agreeing with mandatory COVID-19 vaccination for healthcare workers. The ethical groundwork should be laid out before imposing a compulsory COVID-19 vaccinations. The ethical decision-making models should be used to identify and analyze this ethical problem. The multidisciplinary team consists of physicians, nurses, social workers, ethicists, attorneys, virologists, epidemiologists, member of clergies, hospital administrators, chief executive officers, representatives from board of trustees, and representatives from different patient advocacy groups should be involved in the ethical decision of mandatory vaccination among healthcare workers in hospital. We can compare the mandatory vaccination with mandatory seatbelt policies. Mandatory seatbelt policies are very successful in reducing deaths from car accidents and are now widely endorsed despite the very small risk that seatbelts entail. Therefore, we should see vaccines as seatbelts against COVID-19. Thank you.